Okay, it looks like it's doing it. Pause, stop recording. Okay, so I'm just going to assume that it's recording,
I
and
see it recording.
You see it recording? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Where it goes after, I don't know, and that's where I'll have to figure out after the call. Natalie says it goes like somewhere on your computer.
It does.
Okay, so do you know where it goes? It's probably downloads.
In your downloads, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll find that, no problem. So recruiting call. So I did a whole bunch of notes and a whole bunch of thoughts, and I probably won't get through all of them. And then starting Bob Heilig's training this week, it's been, well, this week, I think I just started yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. Yeah, 2 days ago. So I'm obsessed already, and I think I already know that. But like, it's kind of nice because even if you don't join it, I can still give you so much of the stuff he's giving us that it's awesome that I'm going to be able to share a lot of it, which is huge. I did my own notes. Oh, I hear a child. Someone has to mute. Okay, so recruiting call. So importance of joining and building relationships. So one of the biggest things. So if you're just joining, I'm asking anyone with children in the background and I can hear somebody's mic and a feedback, and nobody wants to hear that. Okay. It's super easy. I just mute the mic, and then your kids can be there, and then it's totally fine. You can hear, and other people can hear. So the importance of joining and building relationships in groups, I think that's like one of the biggest things that we kind of skip over as I speak down. Hold on, I'm going to close Facebook. Oh, that's going to be making noises. All right. Okay, sorry. What is that noise now? We're good? Okay. All right, so talk about, so I think the groups, I'm going to shout out Christy right now because one of the biggest things that I had in my notes, I said the importance of building relationships and joining groups, and then I wrote down Christy's name almost immediately because when I talked to her about what she's doing, I was like, wow, that is like what everybody needs to be doing, and it's going to be some work, but it's so worth it. And I watched her team explode this month in a month that everyone said that was slow. It really wasn't when I'm seeing, you know, other presenters blowing up like she did. So it's really, really important that you are going into groups. I think the easiest thing, and I was talking to one of my girls on the phone last night about this, is when you go into a group, just pick one group, first of all. I've made this mistake before, and ask one question. And it could be something of, like, if most of you are moms that are on here, but I can still go in moms groups because I can think of something that I can relate to teaching. So you can kind of just play with things. So I went in and I asked about, do you make your own lunch for your kids, or do they make it, or something like that. It literally blew up, and I couldn't keep up with the amount of answers and conversations going on. And all people want to share their story. They want to share themselves. But all you have to do is just continue that conversation in the comments. And it's so crazy to see those relationships build up. But what Christy does is she goes back and forth in comments, and then she will add those people to Facebook after a couple back and forths. And then she writes their name down. So you need to get yourself a book. The beautiful book that Brenda gave me. I use it all the time. So she writes down all the names of the people that she has added to Facebook. And then she goes on and she is purposely commenting on anything that they post, okay? And she's still having conversations with them, and she's still making an effort. And it's work. Don't think that she's doing this and it's like automatically like are signing up. But she's keeping the conversation going with them. And then as soon as they say anything about, you know, any struggle, she's offering the opportunity. And you have to remember that recruiting it's like this really scary thing, but it doesn't have to be. You have a gift that you're giving to people. Like, this business has changed my life in ways that I can't explain, because there's so many different things that's gone on with it. But you're giving, people need you, you don't need them. And the second you act desperate to have people on your team, nobody's going to want to join you, because then you turn into the pushy salesperson. And you don't want that. You want people to join you because you're like having an awesome time with this, and share why you love this business. That's something I took at a Kelsey Stacy's class at convention. The more you share why you love this business, it doesn't matter. It could be for the products, okay? You don't want to push products, but like, it could be for the products, really. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do this business if I didn't wear the makeup every day and love it. It could be because of the friendships that you've made. It could be because of, you know, the things that you've learned and the self-development you've done. It doesn't have to be, and I know a lot of you on here are brand new, so I'm not saying, for me, it's been like, I can add in things like the trips I've earned and all that stuff, but I don't even use that when I'm talking to someone who's brand new, because realistically, they're not going to join like tomorrow and earn a trip next week. That's not how this works, right? So, I mean, people will see that on my Facebook if I'm talking about things that I've earned or whatever, but it's not about that when I'm talking to them one-on-one. It's about how this business can help them. It's all about them. It's nothing about you. Okay, so it's really, really important. So when you are posting in yard sale groups, I know this is like so like naysay for a lot of Black status presenters, but honestly, it's worked for me. If I look at my numbers are about 239 personally sponsored. And I have met a lot of those girls, and I've only been doing this very consistently since January. I have met a lot of them in yard sale groups, and would not have met them otherwise. It's a free way to meet people, and it's a way that you can build up. And will they join you right away? Oh my God, no. I had a girl, Tiffany, I don't know if she's made it on. I met her in January when I first started. I'm like, oh my God, this girl's gonna be amazing. And she finally joined in, I think, July. So 6 months. Do not think that talking to people about the opportunity that they're going to join right away. 99.9% of them are not going to be like, okay, I'll go buy the kit right now and join this business. They're going to have questions. They're going to need to watch you. So that's why attraction marketing is going to be so, so important to your business. And if you're not doing that consistently every single day, you're hurting your own business. Sponsoring doesn't need to be hard. Sponsoring, you have to be consistent on your wall. And it's not a post and pray type thing. So I mean, some of you have seen my video, some of you haven't, of what I post in the yard sale group. I have exactly the script now that I'm out of Facebook jail. It's in the files in Boss Beauties. I actually had somebody, I think that's on here, it might be Amber, I can't remember who it was. There was someone on here who I was like, send me what you're putting in yard sale group. I want to see. And the number one thing she had right away, I was like, oh my God, ding, ding, ding. Don't put join me ever, 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 ever. Join me is like repel everybody away. Tell them the opportunity is free. Okay, because if you put $99 or $119 in the for sale part, right away, gone. They're not looking at it. And the biggest thing for that, like I put free because honestly, you pay $119 and you get $400 in free makeup and you get a free business. So in my eyes, that's free. And if they're going to argue, like, and then most of the time, girls are kind of like shy or embarrassed. Like, I don't have the money to pay that to start up. But they'll still add you on Facebook and they can still like keep them on there and you still put them on a list because they're not and I think one of the biggest things that Bob Heilig says, and I've heard said over and over and over with any training, is it's no is not no forever. It's not right now. It might not be the right time for them. And there's so many people. I don't know if Lexi's on here. It took her 2.5 years to join me. I was pumping that girl. I'm like, you'd be perfect at this. And I would always just tell her, I'm like, you would do so well at this. And finally, like, she didn't even talk to me. She just joined. And then I was like, oh my God, you actually did it. So you don't know what's going to happen. But the thing is, a lot of girls give up before they even see what the potential is. And they take days off. And when you take 1 day off, it's like a week off. Take 2 days off, it's like 2 weeks off. And then you kind of like feel like you're always starting over again. So Megan's call should be pretty good tomorrow because she is like trying to build herself back up. She hit orange and for many reasons had to take a break from her business. And now she's building herself back up. And I know that's going to be a struggle. Luckily, it's the fall. But she's going to talk and touch on that tomorrow. I think it's going to be perfect for that. Follow-ups. So I can say I am so bad at follow-up. So I bought the program Teamzy. I'm not telling you to go buy Teamzy. You don't need to do that. But for me, I struggle with organization. And I went on Teamzy last night and followed up with, I think, 15 people that I had talked to about the opportunity. And so many are like, oh my God, thank you. I forgot. Life got busy. Or, oh my God, you're right. And some of them might be kidnappers, but some of them might actually do the business. So like one of them did Unique like 3 years ago and wasn't successful. Well, she's going to rejoin. And then, you know, maybe I'm like, cool. All I said to her is like, that's totally fine. I'm still going to add you to my training groups and you decide what's going to be right for you. But the fortune is in the follow-up. You're going to hear that over and over in all sorts of trainings. And that is probably like the biggest thing is in the follow-ups. And I consistently need to get better with that. So create business hours for yourself. You don't need more than an hour a day to sit down and to build this business. And what I mean in that hour, the 3 things you should be doing is the first thing is you should be prospecting. Writing down new people that you think would be great at this business, messaging new people that you think, and not about the opportunity, just building relationships with them. So the first thing is prospecting, the second thing is follow-up, and the third thing is setting up online parties. Those are the 3 things in that hour. If you focus on nothing else, stay out of the Facebook scroll, stay out of like scrolling, stay out of the group chats, and work your business. And that, if you can consistently do that for an hour every single day, I can tell you your business will blow up because you're putting in the time, money in this business without building a team. It's not possible. I'm sorry. Like, you can sell all you want, and you need to do that because you have to hit quotas. But if you really want to make realistic,
Who's watching TV?
How else are they going to learn?
what is that?
Oh, me. Great. George. George.
You can mute your mic, Isabella.
Okay. Oh, here.
There's a little thing. Yeah, if you click that, then they can't. You can hear me, but we can't hear you. So there's also the other thing too is to create, like, so as I said, business hours for yourself. And I think the biggest thing too is in that hour, if you literally, I know it's so hard to focus, and I always think of my students and like how they can't even focus in like 45 minutes. And I'm the same. I'm like so ADD, like, oh, this is going on, or this, or a message will pop up about a sale or whatever. And it's like so hard to stay focused on what you're doing. But if you can consistently, and I'm going to do this with you, I want to do this because I wrote it down today and it's from Bob's training, is just take that hour and say, you know what, like if you have kids, like tell your husband, like when the kids are in bed or whatever, like if they get up, you're on this for an hour. If you have that opportunity to do that, tell them you need that power hour because that is going to be so crucial. The other thing that I added in, and there's some of you on here who are absolutely fantastic about going live, and I know some of you on here are terrified about that, but I'm going to tell you right now that I can look at numbers in my back office, and I was writing this down today, and some of my top presenters, the ones who consistently recruit, I look at numbers like Najla has huge numbers. Who else is on here? Christy is going to end up having huge numbers. She's just getting started. And I know Melissa Carlisle, like these are girls that could go consistently live every single day. And the numbers don't lie. They're always on my top 10 recruiter board. I don't think they've ever not been. If not in the top spot, they're somewhere on there. And I can tell you that they work their business in other ways, but it's funny how the ones that are consistent about going live have, if I look at all through my back office, those are the exact girls who have the most recruits on their team. So, I mean, am I saying, and they're not going live trying to recruit people. They're going live showing the products. They're going live sharing ideas. They're going live giving back. They're going live doing other things, making things interesting, because that's truly, you don't know who's watching. It's amazing to like see the people that will reach out to you and you're like, oh, I've never seen you like my video. I've never seen you say anything about my video. And sure enough, they've been watching you this whole time. So please, I know it's terrifying, but I can 100% attest to it. And I think everybody on here who goes live consistently, I think I'm on day like 75 or 80. October 4th is my 90 days. Every day I've gone live. And that's next week. And I can tell you, like, I'm not looking for views. I'm not looking for, what I'm looking for is to build my business, but also to build my reach to different people. So yesterday, I just made the switch over to my business page. And if you're brand new, business pages are not, I think it's important because you're going to have, the thing I like about business, every video that I do now, I can pay $1 and boost it. And then I get more views on it, but I get more reach to people that I might not know. So I kind of like that about the business page. What I do is I go live on my business page and then on my computer, I share it to my main wall. And last night I thought it was going to be, the first night I went, it was crazy how low the numbers were. It was so, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like starting over again. But last night they went up like crazy. I don't know why. Probably because I told people I was going live on my business page, share the link again. So we have to be consistent in our business with sharing to our main wall about anything, because if you're not, how do they know about it? How do they know about products we have on sale? How do they know about the opportunity if you're not sharing it? I share it at least once a day in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to always be about the kit, except right now, because you should be sharing every single day on your wall. Oh, September 30th, it's free shipping on the kit. And anybody who's been thinking about it, this is the time. So every single day I've posted something about the kit. So the other thing too, so I think when we start recruiting, it's like, what do we initially say to people? And I think that really scares people. Like, okay, they're interested, now what? The biggest thing, the less you say, the more you will recruit. So have it's always been for me, and it really hasn't changed, 3 sentences. The third sentence is always a question. So my first initial question, if I'm doing the yard sale groups, is I always mention, I always ask them, are you currently working anywhere? Because as soon as I figure out what they do for a living, I find a way to relate to them. These are strangers, right? So I say, oh, what do you do for, I'm like, are you currently working? And they'll say, yes. Cool. I'm a teacher. What do you do? I'm a teacher, and I say I'm a top leader in my company. I don't say anything about the company. That is like the number one thing too when you're just starting to recruit. I don't talk about Unique probably for 4, if not 5 messages back and forth. So I'll say something like, I'll talk to them about their job. If they say no, I don't work anywhere, I say, awesome, more time for you to be able to get out there and do something new and work from home. So I'll ask them things about their goals, like, or like what kind of jobs have you done in the past, or make it seem like it's a job, right? Because people want to feel like it's not just like, if you say anything about network marketing or Unique, you will lose them. You can say, do you enjoy playing around with makeup and on being on social media? There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people will straight up say like, oh yeah, I love makeup, or I don't wear makeup at all. And don't wear makeup at all, once again, is not a no. I will right away say, no problem, we have the best skincare line I've ever used. And then if they're like, oh, I don't use skincare at all, then, you may not have the right person or the right fit for your team anyways, and you kind of just move on. Like, I'm not going to push someone into this business who really like hates makeup, thinks it's stupid. If they wear anything, they go to Walmart. And I know that there are people in our company like that didn't wear makeup. I always think of Jessica, the fishing girl, who's like a top level presenter. She put like, what'd she say? I always laugh. She put blush on her forehead when she first got it because she didn't know how to wear it. But she did love mascara. She did love mascara. So if you don't even have somebody who loves mascara, I'm sorry, because this is probably not going to be for them. And don't waste your time trying to work with them, because why? Why would you do that? Like, you're going to have to not only teach them how to apply mascara, but you're going to have to teach them way more than you have time for. So I really liked listening. I was listening to the call, and if you're in my circle group, I entered it in there. But it talked about third-party tools. And I've always used my What Do Unique Girls Do YouTube video when I'm prospecting, when I ask them about, if they have time to watch a 5-minute video. But I really, like on Bob's call, he talks about using the third-party tool. And I went back to the Unique site, and I actually watched the video that Derek and Melanie do. It's about 4 minutes. Talking about the company. I think I'm going to try it, because as I have with every single thing in this business, I'm going to try using that video instead of a video of me. So he talks a lot about you really need to make it about them. So if you're sharing a video of yourself, sometimes that can deter people. So I think that is something that I'm sharing with you guys for the first time. So literally I listened to that call while I was running on the treadmill before I did this call. So it's something new. It's on the website, but it has a YouTube. I'm going to try it to see if that maybe is a better tool. And it's really good, because if you teach your new girls to use this, or if you are new and you don't have a video about why to join this business, that video is done. It's already done. It's got some presenters in there. It's got Melanie and Derek. They talk about everything about the company, but in a very loose way, right? So they talk about the foundation. They talk about the products, and Melanie saying she's like the key person in the products. Derek talks about the mission. They talk about uplifting, empowering. They talk about how you can build friendships, how it's on social media, how lots of us have full-time jobs and they're stay-at-home moms. It's very realistic, and I really, I don't think I had an appreciation for it, but until I listened to Bob's video, I think that one I'm going to try and use. And now that I'm finally out of Facebook jail and can go back into groups, and that's what I'm going to push forward with in this fall, and just see, right? Like, why not try it for 3-4 months and see how many recruits I can get by using it, and see if it actually helps. So, yeah, so I think that's all that I had written down in terms of my notes. But so the big things that he had on like the paper here is, don't be a movie trailer. So I think that's where it comes from, right? Like, we want to tell people about the opportunity so much. We're like, it's this and that, and we give them these huge messages where he uses the example of Star Wars. So he says, like, if you want to go see a new movie and you were Star Wars, you're not going to tell your friend about the movie. Like, you're not going to verbally be like, okay, and then Darth Vader, I don't even know who any of the characters are. But anyways, so you're going to like tell them about the movie verbally, or are you going to send them the trailer? And you're going to send them the trailer because that makes way more sense. Like, hey, you want to go see this? Check this trailer out. So the business kind of works the same. Like, hey, this business is amazing. It's completely changed my life. Check this trailer out, and it's Merrick and Delaney, Derek and Melanie, and it's so much better because you have the opportunity. They tell your potential recruit everything, and then your potential recruit can ask you questions that you're able to answer. And if you're not, ask your sponsor or anybody in your upline. So anyway, so that was a big thing. And then start saying less to more people is so key. The more people you talk to, the more you're going to sign up. So I think that was such a huge thing. The numbers say it all. Like I talked to, I don't even know how many people, right? And my numbers in recruiting aren't crazy monthly. I've consistently done 3 to 5 a month. That's all I've done over the course of 3 years. So it's amazing to see how much you can build up your business in that short of time. In my eyes, that's really short of time. And it's being able to show your girls though how to do the same thing. And that's something that I have lacked. I feel like in my leadership is really doing these trainings and making sure. So yeah, so your job's simply just sorting, not selling. So making sure, and I have I'm not going to do it tonight, but I have a whole training that I'm going to do because we're going to end up losing in 10 minutes here. But I have a whole training that I want to do on like the objections you get. Like, I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't have the money. Yeah. So my next call, I'll do all the objections that you're going to come into. And then that way you kind of know what to say when you hear those things. So there's 10 minutes left. I don't know if there's anyone that has any questions. I know some of my elites are just sitting on here chilling. Maybe they do have questions, but it's more for like the girls who are brand new, whoever's kind of stayed on. If you have any questions at all, let me know and ask them now because you have 10 minutes. I'm going to time it actually. So it's 7:30. So we have till 7:40 basically. And then it just shuts down. And I always like to say goodbye. Oh, and Christy, actually, I'm going to ask you, does the recording, when I record, if it just ends, does it keep the recording? Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to know. So if you guys have any questions, and if you don't, totally fine as well. Or you can always message me them afterwards.
What did you want from us next, Sarah? You wanted us to ask our new girls or our team what the common objections are when they offer the opportunity?
You can ask them. I have a whole training that I'm going to do on like the common objection. I think we all kind of get the common objections. Like
there was a question that you wanted us to ask, so you could bring it to. So you could give a training. I can't remember what it was for.
Your baby brain's kicking in.
You told us to ask a question and then you want to sit in on our Zoom calls.
I want you to do one with your teams, and then I want to just sit in on it. That's all. It's more for your training. So for your training, I would like to sit in on like a Zoom call that you guys are doing about how you recruit, because we all recruit differently, and I think it's important for me to hear how you guys are recruiting, but it's also important for your team to hear how you're recruiting because it shows your leadership. And I also think like it gives me new ideas too, right? Like I kind of am set in my ways of how I do it, but I'd like to hear how you guys are doing it. So if you're comfortable doing a Zoom, I mean, some people are not going to be, but to do a Zoom with your team about how you sponsor, because how you sponsor is different than how I sponsor, I'm sure. I know you have you're big on your, what is it called? Your sponsoring group, like the group that you have, the opportunity group. You have a
I don't always use it. There's just people in there, and every so often when the kit changes or when there's free shipping or something interesting going on, I'll post in there. But you like most of the friends that I have on Facebook and the people I talk to the opportunity about are from groups. Yeah. And I think a lot of my team is not comfortable reaching out in groups. I just don't think that they have the like maybe motivation a little bit to carry on those conversations because it is really time consuming. And I just feel like they haven't gotten to the point where they see the outcome of it, where I've been doing it for so long, I guess. But it is time consuming, and it's not like the easiest thing always, because a lot of people, if you're in makeup groups or mom groups, like not everybody, like a lot of people are expecting you to start selling, and depending on how you're approaching people, it's like, oh, hey, let's be friends on Facebook. Oh, hey, just want to let you know I'm a unique presenter. Like, so you really have to like you know, anyways, like when they start off and they're meeting new moms or new people from groups, they immediately message them. And if the message is the wrong type of message, you kind of ruin your shot, you know, or if it comes off too pushy or too salesy. And people do it to me. To me. Like I know what people are doing, right? Because I'm doing the same thing. But the only difference is I take my time with it, whereas some girls like will message me and be like, hey, do you need body wraps? And it's like, it's a lot. And especially because I'm already in a business like this, I'm just like, you know what? I get pissed off because I'm like, back off. That's not how you approach people. Like, I just feel, you know, but it's hard sometimes because new girls especially are nervous. They're following our lead. We're telling them, go post in groups, make friends. So they don't always know. And it's a little bit hard too to tell them how to talk, what to say. I don't want to do that. I don't want to tell them. I want them to be themselves, but at the same time they're nervous, and so they start rambling about stuff, and then they start talking about how much money they're going to make, and then all of a sudden it's just like, and I've done it a million times.
This I don't know if I shared it with you, the script guide that Bob has. It's awesome. So I'll have to do another training on it another time. But the warm market approach, the opinion approach, network marketing approach, the totally screwed up approach, checking back in approach. There's so many. So I can do a whole Zoom call on how to approach people. And so I think the big thing for me going forward with my business is to make sure that you girls have something tangible to go to your teams with, so that like this is a tangible PDF file that you can print off and it's awesome. About approaching them. And you know, just girls like guidance. People like to be told what to do. That's the society we live in because it's how we were raised. So if you give them something to say, like give them not a daily question, but a weekly question. Give them the question to go into a group and ask. And then if they're having weird conversations or having no luck, ask them to screenshot a couple conversations. Because as soon as a girl told me it was yesterday, I think, she's like, my yard sale groups are getting all these negative and everything's going so horribly. And I'm like, okay, I get it like every once in a while, but it's not always. So I'm like, can you just screenshot what you're putting? And I will cut it up. Like I told her, I'm gonna tear it down, but I want to see what it is, because right away you'll be able to recognize, like, don't say join me, don't talk about making money, have nothing negative in your initial post, or people will feed off of that. Don't tell people it's $99 to start up front, because people will be automatically rejecting it. So just like little things like that, when you're talking to your girls, just trying to help them, ask them straight up, like, okay, what are you saying to people? Why is it so awkward? Send me a screenshot of your conversation. And then once you see that screenshot, you'll be able to pick up on things like, okay, maybe this is really good, but maybe just change this, and kind of just use that kind of approach. I think that will really, really help. People want to be told what to do, and they want that kind of guidance, and like in every aspect of this business. And sometimes we just forget, because some people just get it and some people just need that extra push. And I think, like, for me, I'm just as guilty, and I know that I just assume people get it because I feel like I got it really quickly, but some people need more time and they need that extra help.
I know. I just gonna say, I know what really helped me was that Eric Worre, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he has that video on YouTube called Magic Words.
Yeah.
And that really
I think that's it's not Eric Worre. It's not, is it John C. Maxwell?
No, it's Big Al. Sorry,
Big Al. Yes, Magic Words by Big Al. Like, it's not Eric Worre. Eric Worre is GoPro, and he's awesome.
It's Big Al. Sorry.
They're really good. I use those forever. I have a script.
It really helped me on how to approach people, and it's really up to my people willingness to see my video about about uni.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so there's 1 minute and 50 seconds. So if there's anything else, I hate that it gives you a time limit, but I think it's awesome that we have a recording of it that I can share with all the girls that were unable to be on. And I think that's important. This is a good way for girls, if the people that actually watch the replay, are going to be like the ones determined to like work on different things. So I'll try. I want to do one of these once a week. I'll probably still focus on recruiting because I know that's the hardest part of this business. And then after that, I definitely want to focus on parties. Like, I have all these ideas, right? but because I'm in this leadership course on sponsoring, I really think that sponsoring will be a focus for a couple of weeks. And coming into the fall, sales tend to be a little bit easier because people are, it's getting to that time where they're spending money again, they're back at work, yada, yada, and Christmas is coming, right? So there'll be all sorts of other training on like setting up parties and events, etc. But I think that sponsoring is something that scares everybody, including myself still. So, and it's always just as exciting when you get someone new. That never goes away. So I'm going to end it here, but thank you so much to everybody who was able to jump on. And yeah, we'll do this again next week. So I'll pick a time and we'll just go for it. And now that I know that I can record them on my laptop, everybody will have access, whether you can make it on here or not.
Oh, I have a thing. It says share content, and you can click photos, iCloud, Box, Dropbox, Google Drive.
Okay. Oh, Christy, before it cuts me off, I don't see that. Oh, it says share screen. But if I hit stop, will it still save it? Do I have to hit save?
I don't know. We always run till it cuts out, so I don't know.
Okay, I'm just going to let it run till it cuts out, and then it just saves it automatically? Yeah? Okay. This is testing. I hope it works, and if not, it's okay. I can do